My name's Adam Garner. I've had a long-standing knee problem that was caused through playing football. About 19 years ago, I injured my anterior cruciate ligament. I had it reconstructed. I got to the stage where I couldn't run, anything I did in the gym was very, very limited. I got to the point where sort of about 2 years ago, I just thought, this knee is not doing anything, so I need to just have it looked at, another opinion. I'd been to see several different surgeons over a number of years and I'd been operated on by several different ones. And I approached Bupa and said, look, is there somebody you could recommend? And I was given a list of about 6 different surgeons to contact. So I looked through all the websites for the different surgeons, and Mr. Attar's sort of struck me as something a bit different. And he was young and seemed to be quite dynamic in terms of what he was looking to do. And from there, we arranged the consultation. And, he also gave me a lot of hope that, okay, he was never going to deliver me a perfect brand new knee, but, what was potentially an opportunity was that I could get something that was functional, could enable me to have a level of activity, although, he was heavily caveated what I could and couldn't do. As it worked out, I had to, because of work commitments, I had to leave it a bit longer. So I actually had the surgery about 6 months later, which was the full reconstruction. And what they did there was they took part of my hamstring to redo the ACL. So that was, nice and tight and strong again. And then they gave me a donor allograft cartilage, which was inserted on the inside of the knee. The actual recovery period was quite lengthy, given that they'd done so much trauma on it, and I was in a full leg brace for something like 9 weeks and not weight bearing. So that was heavily sort of monitored, and every week or so I was allowed to adjust it a little bit more so I could bend my knee more. And then effectively I started to weight bear and just improve from there. But for me, in day-to-day life, it's just been a whole load easier, more comfortable. I don't get the swelling, I don't get the pain. If I'm standing around in the past, when you may be in a work situation where you're standing for a couple of hours, I would have just been standing on one leg and sort of hopping around, and now it's comfortable to do that. So, and it's also allowed me to return to, a more active level of physical activity, so that I can do more gym work now. I can also started doing some of this sort of interval intensive training where it's sort of working the whole body, and as a result of that you're doing a lot on the leg, but you're not really focusing on it so much. When you've had knee problems the length of time that I have, you can just become very obsessed by every little twinge and pain and so on, and just sort of focus too much on that. But when you're doing other things that are working your whole body, that's, it's doing its part, it's getting stronger all the time, but you're not constantly thinking about it. So that's helped as well, really. The care throughout has been excellent. I got a sort of a good telephone stroke email relationship with his assistant Eve, and really, really helpful. On my first consultation, I found Mr. Attar very open and a really good communicator. So it was a real two-way flow of information, and that was quite different from what I'd found with other surgeons in the past. So that was a big tick in the box for me, and I just found him really receptive to ideas, putting forward excellent ideas and things, and it was just really different and sort of almost pioneering in my my sort of limited knowledge of the area, really.